Welcome to this 20-minute conditioning workout designed specifically for dancers. This session blends Pilates and Ballet to help you build your strength, stability and control, which are all essential for better technique and injury prevention. We're going to start off with some parallel Retiré lunges. So beginning in a lunge position, we're going to deepen the lunge, making sure the knee is just hovering above the floor, and then lift the back leg into a Retiré position, holding your balance and maintaining your alignment. We're going to repeat this 10 times on each leg. This exercise targets the glutes, the quadriceps, hamstrings, hip flexors, and your core. And last one. We're now going to do some lunge calf raises. So maintaining your lunge position, we're going to lift the front heel up and down 10 times. You'll want to check in with the alignment of the foot and the ankle. Make sure you're not rocking too much onto the baby toe or too much onto the big toe. Ideally, you want to be somewhere between the big toe and the second toe, pushing all the way up onto demi-point and lowering down with control. This targets the calves, ankles, feet, and your core. Let's swap over now and repeat everything on the other leg. This exercise challenges your balance while strengthening your lower body and develops control and power in your supporting leg. And now 10 calf raises. Calf raises in a lunge position train strength and endurance in the feet and ankles, which are vital for things like point work, jumps and releves. Holding the lunge will also work your legs and your core simultaneously. Moving on, we're now going to do some Curtsy Rereira lunges, starting off in a curtsy position, followed by a Retiré, a grand plie in second, another Retiré on the other leg, and a curtsy. We're going to do 8 curtsies in total. Combining a curtsy, a Retiré, and a grand plie in second promotes turnout control and hip stability, and it also strengthens your supporting side and balance whilst reinforcing clean technique in a Retiré position, which in turn will help with things like pirouettes. And last one. The next exercise is one of my favourites for stability. It is a single leg forward reach. Starting off in a parallel Retiré position, you're going to extend the working leg out behind you in an arabesque as you fondue and reach your opposite arm down to the ground before going back to your parallel Retiré. We're going to do 5 on each leg. This targets the hamstrings, glutes, core, balance and coordination. And not only will this strengthen your supporting leg, but it will help things like arabesques and ponchés. And last one. Let's swap over and do 5 on the other leg. and relax. Our next exercise is a Baton fondue and rond de jambe onair combination. It involves a fondue devant, followed by a fondue with the leg onair, and then repeated à la seconde and to the back, before finishing off with a grand rond de jambe onair. It's important to check in with your alignment here, making sure you're not lifting or hitching up one of your hips, for example. And this exercise targets the inner thighs, the hip flexors, glutes, and the core. It challenges your turnout and the strength of your legs, and also enhances your control, which could help with things like adage or even landing smoothly after a jump. And now swap over to the other side. And relax. Next, we're going to do a preparation for pirouettes, starting with the feet in fourth position, arms in third. We're going to plie, lift the back leg up to a retiré as the arms close to first, and hold our balance. We're going to repeat this 4 times on each leg. Take your time with your plie, make sure it's nice and deep, and then your retiré should be swift before we hold our balance, engage our core, and check in with our alignment. Practicing this movement slowly and holding your balance for a few counts will improve your ability to find and hold a clean retiré, which will in turn build your strength for more controlled turns. And now swap over to the other leg. You might notice that one side is stronger than the other. And relax. Next, we're going to focus on the abs with some toe taps in a tabletop position. So finding your tabletop position, engage your abs, so tummy button to the back of your spine, and then imprint your spine into the ground. Make sure your knees aren't too close to you, nor are they too far away. You could do this with a straight leg for an extra challenge. Otherwise, you can keep the knee bent and just tap the toe down to the floor. We don't want to drop the whole foot down to the floor, nor do we want to drop the leg down too heavily. This movement should be slow and controlled. We're going to alternate the legs 20 times. It targets the lower abdominals and the hip flexors and improves pelvic stability, as well as strengthens the core, which is essential for things like extensions and balances. It also promotes abdominal engagement without overusing the hip flexors. I absolutely love this ab exercise, and it's really important that it's done slowly and with control. And relax. Next, we have another ab exercise. We're going to do some oblique curls. So with your feet on the floor, hips width apart, you're going to put your hands just at the base of your skull, and you're going to lift your shoulder blades off the floor and imagine that you're bringing your rib cage towards your hip bone in opposition. So we're going for a twist here. If you would rather do an ab exercise without a twist, you could just do some simple curls going straight up and down, and this will target the central abs. Adding the twist will target the obliques. We're going to do 20 in total, alternating each side. You can combine this with the breath, so inhale to begin, exhale as you twist to one hip, inhale to lower back down. Strong obliques are vital in dance, and they'll support things like turns, side tilt, and spine mobility. It will also help your coordination in movements like développés à la seconde or even pirouettes. And last one, relax. Next we have another Pilates exercise, and it's bridge leg drops. This is a particularly challenging exercise, and it starts in a bridge position with your knees hip width apart, arms by your side, and then the pelvis lifts so that you make a diagonal line from your knees all the way to your shoulders. From this position, if you can, you're going to extend one leg up to the ceiling and then let it drop down to the floor so it just hovers above the ground, and then lift it back up again. Naturally, the pelvis will want to drop, so check in with it, making sure it's not tilting or twisting or dropping in any way, and that you're maintaining your alignment. We're going to do 10 of these on our first leg before swapping over. Don't worry about the height of your leg. The focus should be on controlling the movement and checking in with your alignment throughout. This exercise strengthens your posterior chain, which is essential for posture, jumps, and arabesques, for example. Adding this leg drop is particularly challenging, but it increases your stability and your core control. And now swap over to the other leg. And relax. Now hug your knees and stretch out the hips and spine. Moving on now to a kneeling side kick. This targets the gluteus medius, the hip flexors, and the obliques. With your knees bent, propping yourself up on your forearm, lift your hips, making sure there's a diagonal line from your knee to your shoulder. You're then going to extend your top leg and slowly carry it to the front and then sweep it to the back. You can put your top hand on your hip to check in with your alignment. You'll want to make sure that your neck is long, that your eyes are looking forwards, and that your shoulder is directly above your forearm. We're going to do 10 in total. We're going to try and do this movement slowly with control, and we're going to try to keep the leg horizontal. You may notice that your hips want to drop down to the floor, so stay lifted in the waist. We want to avoid too much movement in the spine, so use your core here to try and keep the spine very still. This exercise is wonderful for core strength and control of leg extensions to the front and to the back. Transitioning now into a side plank, you'll want to have one foot in front of the other. You'll have your shoulder directly above your supporting hand and the other hand reaching up to the ceiling. Check in with your alignment, engage your core, and we're going to hold here. Now, lying down on your mat with your arm underneath your head for support, we're going to do some leg lifts. Make sure that your hips are stacked on top of each other and that your legs are just slightly forwards. We're going to lift the top leg so that it's in line with your hips and then lift the lower leg to join it before lowering both legs down together slowly. We'll do 10 of these and then we'll do 10 double leg lifts, so that's both legs lifting up and down together. Not only is this a great exercise for your core strength, but it will help to carry out your extensions to the side with more strength and control. If you're struggling to join the lower leg to the top leg, you can just do single leg lifts where you lift the top leg up and down. And finally, 10 double leg lifts. And relax. Now let's swap over and we're going to repeat both exercises on the other leg. Check in with your alignment and off we go. And relax. And now for our leg lifts. This is a great exercise for the hip abductors and the obliques. And finally, 10 double leg lifts. And relax. Our next exercise requires a certain amount of coordination. We're going to start on all fours and we're going to do opposite arm to leg extensions. Extending one leg to the back and one arm to the front, we're then going to sweep them out to the side, moving in opposite directions before taking them back to their original place. We're going to do 8 on each side. This exercise trains full body coordination and balance, as well as strengthens the muscles that keep you lifted and aligned during balances and extensions. It targets the back extensors, the glutes, core, and shoulder stabilizers. Keep checking in with your core, making sure your abs are engaged, your shoulders are down, your neck is long, and that you're looking between the hands down to the floor. I find this exercise is also particularly good for hip mobility. Now swap over to the other side. And last one. Next, targeting the core, we have a plank. You can either hold this plank up on your hands or you can go down to your forearms. And if you feel like an extra challenge, you can join me with some leg extensions. We're going to do 10 in total. Adding movement to a plank strengthens your centre whilst demanding full body control. And this translates directly to things like stronger balances, jumps and turns, all of which require total body coordination. Then we're going to bend the knee and extend the leg out behind you. And we're going to repeat this 4 times on each leg. And now swap over. And last one. Sit back onto your heels and stretch out the shoulders. And relax. Well done for making it this far. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one.